Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us on this bonus Agriculture Power Connect chat session. My name is Nicole Zeidel, and I'm the Energy Advisor that covers northeastern Wisconsin for the Agriculture Schools and Government program. I'm going to take a few minutes here just to kind of go over what we're going to be covering today. The call shouldn't be much more than 10 minutes. I'll open up the lines at the end for any questions. But in the meantime, I'm going to mute the lines just in case if there's any background noise that may end up being distracting. So just give me a second here and we'll get started. All right. Well, today I just wanted to touch on a few different things. One is just covering some of our incentive offerings, how you can find our applications, who to contact if you have questions, touch on some preventative maintenance and tune-up opportunities that will help save energy and also help save on project costs down the line as you prevent that maintenance from turning into equipment failure. And then lastly, I'll talk about some 2017 incentive offerings that we have going on, and then I'll open it up for questions. So first of all, I just wanted to give an overview of the program for people that are not familiar. We do offer incentives financial incentives for equipment that's being installed for new construction and existing customers. The incentives can be based off of energy savings for our custom projects, and our prescriptive incentives are in a nice catalog that we offer to our customers and trade allies. And that incentive is either based off of a unit, whether it's number of light fixtures installed, horsepower, things like that. With that, we have energy advisors throughout the state of Wisconsin that are available to help you determine if projects are eligible, determine incentive amounts, and help you identify some of those energy-saving measures, as well as some of the low-hanging fruit that you may be overlooking. So with that being said, you can find your energy advisor on our Energy Advisor Territory map, which is located on our website at focusonenergy.com/EA-map, or you can always give us a call at any time at our call center, and we'll have an Agriculture, Schools, and Government representative to help, whether it's answer some questions, help you fill out an application, get you in touch with your energy advisor, or if you need to speak with one of the agriculture experts, they would be able to help guide you in that direction, get you the energy advisor's email address, phone number, and any other contact information that may be needed. Our call center phone number is 888-947-7828, and I'll repeat that again at the end of the call, but again, our call center is 888-947-7828, and they'd be more than happy to give you a direction on who to contact and how we can best help you out. Going over our 2017 incentives, I just wanted to let you know for custom incentives, they do need to be pre-approved prior to the purchase or order of equipment, and that's typically projects that do not show up in our prescriptive catalogs. So that might be some specialty grow lighting in greenhouses. It could be larger grain dryer operations, lighting in a freeze-thaw that may not be a one-for-one replacement. Those are just a few things that we've done in the past. One other that comes to mind are if you're putting in a plate cooler or upgrading your plate cooler to a larger plate cooler if you currently have one. Those are just a few things. Just wanted to let you know, like I said, those customs need to be pre-approved ahead of time. The best way to start that process is get in touch with your energy advisor in the planning phase, and then reach out to them, and they'll ask for some information to help determine your incentive that you may be eligible for and help you through that incentive process. Prescriptive incentives, on the other hand, are found in our catalog, and that catalog can be found online, or you can always reach out to us to mail you a copy of our agribusiness catalog. And those are, as long as you meet the requirements in the catalog and submit your completed application within 60 days of project installation, with a copy of the invoice, you're eligible for those incentive amounts. It's pretty straightforward, but if you have any questions, feel free to give us a call, or if you need help interpreting one of the many requirements in the catalog, that's what our energy advisors are there for. Our customer service staff is also very, very knowledgeable on the requirements and helping guide you through that process. A few things I wanted to just briefly touch on for preventative maintenance and how to tune up your facility to help you save energy with low-cost or no-cost measures and help you get the full expected useful life out of your equipment. One thing that we touch on a lot is lighting, because most facilities have some sort of lighting, whether it's just a few lights in the shop or if it's, thousands of lights in a large greenhouse operation. Helping you or reminding you of that preventative maintenance that you might not think is such a big deal. But one thing we want to touch on is make sure you're cleaning your fixtures and bulbs, including the lenses of your fixtures, with just a moist cloth, and you should be doing that anywhere from every 6 months to every 2 years, depending obviously on the facility and the surrounding environment. Typically in the freestalls or areas that are definitely more dirty or accessible to dust, we would recommend doing every 6 months to a year, making sure that that debris is removed from the fixtures. Don't squirt water with a hose directly on fixtures that are not sealed and gasketed, and then also we don't recommend using a wet cloth on fixtures or incandescent bulbs while they're on, as they may shatter. And then also we recommend replacing lenses on fixtures when they start appearing yellow, and that's mostly for you to get the most light out of your fixtures as possible. And another thing that we've recommended in areas where you want bright light and there's walls that can be repainted, we recommend repainting those every 2 to 3 years to make sure that that surface is reflective and that the light can be reflected appropriately off of those surfaces. And then lastly, I just wanted to touch on replacing bulbs, especially if you have linear fluorescent bulbs in maybe a shop or freestall, to save some labor and also to save a little bit of maintenance and time. We would really recommend replacing all of your lamps at one time, relamping and reballasting at the same time. And it's been recommended in the past to do that every 3 to 5 years. With that being done, you're replacing them all at once. Then you're not just replacing per burnt out bulb, because typically when a few start burning out, you'll see more and more coming in the future. So to prevent doing that, we just recommend doing a complete relamp and reballast, unless of course you're looking to upgrade your technology to maybe something like an LED. Then at that point, I'd recommend you giving us energy advisors a call and help you determine if there's some incentives to converting over to LED. Another thing that I would like to touch on and I find really important is, because we offer an incentive on it, is our milk refrigeration equipment. We actually offer incentives for dairy refrigeration tune-ups, and you can apply for that incentive every year. So one time every 12 months, we offer an incentive up to $100 or 50% of the cost to have somebody come in and just tune up your compressor and condensing unit. It's pretty easy. Oftentimes it's capped at 50% of the project cost, which is really nice because it should be something you're doing anyway. It can help make sure your milk's getting cooled faster and prevent failure of fan motors and making sure you have the correct amount of refrigerant in your lines. Typically that tune-up consists of inspecting and cleaning the condenser coils, evaporator coils, the drain pan. They'll inspect the fans to make sure they're operating correctly and clean or replace screens, filters, dryer cores. And then at that time they can also inspect and adjust the heat reclaim system if you have a refrigeration heat recovery. They'll tighten the line voltage connections. They'll inspect the relays and capacitors. And if you need refrigerant added or removed, that would be all part of that inspection. And like I had mentioned, we would cover 50% of that cost up to $100. And you can apply for that once a year. So that would be a great opportunity to save some energy. Another thing is touching on is preventative maintenance on a refrigeration heat recovery unit. It's very similar to a water heater in the fact that the main goal is just to make sure that you're not building up sediment in the bottom of the storage tank. One solution that we have seen that's been pretty successful is if you can install a drain on the bottom of your heat recovery unit and use that on a regular basis for tasks that require the warm water for daily chores, whether it's, hosing up boots or doing some dishes, things that don't require the necessarily really hot water. That practice will result in, drawing down the water from the bottom where the sediment would build up. So that would be preventative maintenance to help keep the useful life of your equipment operating at a sustainable rate. Another important topic that we would like to just touch on quickly is ventilation, especially in the freestyle barns. Whether it's a ventilating fan or circulating fan, those fans should be cleaned at minimum of one time a year. We actually recommend twice a year, if not more, depending on the environment. But that includes wiping down the fan blades, the housing, the shutters, removing any dust, debris, birds' nests, anything that may be blocking airflow through the inlet, and anything that may be getting caught in screens. And also tightening loose belts and lubricating fan shutters with graphite are huge things that you can do to keep your fans operating at optimal conditions and could keep that air moving. That's one big thing I've noticed going out to multiple farms is somebody may be complaining about not having the air movement that they once had when their fans were first installed. And just the cleaning of those fan blades and some quick maintenance has successfully created that air movement again, and it prevented them from installing new fans or replacing fans that were close to failure. A couple quick other things that I just want to touch on real quick is heating systems, whether it's in a greenhouse, a unit heater in a greenhouse or a shop. Make sure you're doing an annual checkup, and if it seems that your unit heater is not running efficiently, maybe you need a combustion efficiency test done on your furnace, any belts or valves, nozzles, fuel filters, all those things should be, looked at on a regular basis. And another thing to keep in mind, and a lot of you probably know, is just make sure your gas burner flame burns as blue as possible. Typically when you see a yellow flame, it indicates insufficient air. So that's something to keep in mind. And then the other thing is make sure you're insulating any heating pipes and air ducts in the boiler rooms, or whether it's your furnace room, utility room. Insulating that just helps keep the heat in, and you're not losing heat to just the outside air. Another thing to quickly touch on is irrigation. You can actually every 2 to 3 years we kind of recommend getting your irrigation and pump and well testing done for the uniformity, and that would just help increase the efficiency and prevent maintenance and expenses in the long run to make sure that you're uniformly using your irrigation or center pivot system. Lastly, I just want to touch on our 2017 special offerings. We have an agriculture multiple equipment bonus going on through the end of this year. So basically you can receive anywhere from $400 to $600 additional incentives for installing more than one technology type in an existing system or an existing building. It is not eligible for new construction, but if you're looking to maybe install some fans and some lights, if you do it at the same time, you'd be eligible for $400. 3 technology types would be $500, and 4 more technology types would be an additional $600 in incentives available for you. If you have questions about calculating the incentive or taking advantage of that additional multiple equipment bonus, give us a call, and we'd be more than happy to help you out. Otherwise, all of those requirements are actually listed in our agribusiness incentive catalog. And then one of our other special offerings that I find really, really lucrative this year is our comprehensive lighting initiative. It's basically converting your interior lighting over to LED with a combination of lighting controls. It's a custom approach that does require pre-approval, but we pay out at a higher incentive rate than our typical customs, and typically results in a lot higher incentive than if you were to do our prescriptive lighting. I've seen as high as 4.5 to 5 times more than our prescriptive lighting offerings, just by installing some occupancy sensors maybe in the bathroom or your break room, something along those lines. It works great in freestyle barns where you have long run hours of 12 plus hours. Converting those over to LED and, like I said, installing a few sensors throughout your facility can result in great energy savings and a really nice incentive through focus on energy. So if you're interested in upgrading to LED, I suggest reaching out to your energy advisor, mentioning the comprehensive lighting initiative, and see how we can help you get pre-approved for that. project and get that going. Like I said, that's through 2017, but what that means right now is you just have to be pre-approved in 2017, and you would have through 2018 to install that equipment. And then lastly, I just want to let you know that we do have an agriculture energy efficiency best practices guidebook. It's a nice guidebook that kind of provides methods and tools to help reduce energy use. It touches on some of the preventative maintenance that I had talked about today, and it also touches on some of the equipment that we offer incentives on, rules of thumb when they should be installed, or maybe the best situation to be installed to take advantage of the cost effectiveness as well as the energy efficiency. If you would like one of those guidebooks, you can always give us a call at our call center, or you can always go online and request one, whether you want to download a copy online or you can request a hard copy to be mailed to you. That's really all I have today. I know it was kind of just skimming over some preventative maintenance, but I'll open up the line now for any questions that you have regarding preventative maintenance or incentives that we have. Feel free to ask away. Just take 1 second here to unmute you. Any questions? Okay. I'm going to just move forward then and just thank you once again for calling in. If you have any questions, you can visit us at focusonenergy.com/agribusiness for more information, or feel free to call us at any time at 888-947-7828. And I want to let you know we have one more Power Connect chat session for 2017, and that's on December 7th at 9 a.m. You can give us a call at our call-in number that you called in on today, and that is 855-947-8255, and the passcode is 9276715, followed by the pound sign. Again, thanks a lot for your time. I appreciate you calling in, and if you have any questions, do not hesitate to give us a call, and we would be more than happy to help answer your questions. Have a great day, and hope to see you or hear from you on December 7th. I thought I